Happy November! We're kicking off the month with dance. Burlesque dancing, to be exact, when we discuss the 2010 movie of the same name starring Christina Aguilera and Cher. Joining us for her first appearance on the show, we welcome...
I'm Rosè BuTaè, the 5'2" pack of dynamite with a ass that goes boom.
I can't even follow that up. I'm just Matt.
I'm speechless too. I'm Chad. Slide on your dancing shoes and get limber because you're listening to the 133rd episode of your award-winning podcast. We used to talk about this at work. So we're back. It's November. I really feel like we probably should have had something come out last Friday, Matt, since we dropped an episode Tuesday, but you live and you learn, right?
Hey, we give them once a week at a minimum. Tell them don't be greedy. All right, we got lives to live and things.
That's true. I was slacking on those clips too. But anyway, last week we'll start a series of new guests to the podcast, hopefully until the start of December. So last week we had your coworker from the Navy, Evie, and this week, as you all heard in the intro, we welcome Rosè BuTaè, a burlesque dancer, and just welcome to the show, Miss.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
We're happy.
You guys
to have
are pretty
you.
cool.
Thank
Y'all
you.
Thank you.
So let's just dive right into it. Is this your first podcast?
No.
Ooh. Okay, go
No,
on. Tell us
not
more.
even. Not even. I've been on Get It Off Your Chest podcast. I've been on Everybody Loves Ross podcast. Those are both podcasts here. I've even been on a podcast. It's called Hoish now, but when I was on it, it was called Two Broke Hoes. So,
wait, tell me more about these hoes. Hold on, what?
Right, that's what I was about. I was like, let me look this up.
well, it used to be two hoes, but now it's one hoe that is on the show.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad.
Yeah. The other hoe moved to another state.
I can't tell you how many times Matt and I have had arguments, but it's never gotten to the point where we broke up.
Oh no, so they didn't break up. He just needed a new scenery. And so, life just got rough. And so he moved to a whole other state. So there's still love there. They love each other very much.
You can't, Matt's in Japan. You can't hop on Skype.
So they usually do theirs live. This is the first recorded podcast I've ever been on. I usually go on live podcasts. So you can't change what you said. You can't block it. You can't do anything. So,
but then people will know how racist you are in real life. And we can't have the people know how racist we are in real life.
And sexist. Anyway.
That's true. Pre-show, we was wild as fuck. But, so... tell us, what drew you to burlesque?
Well, if I'm being honest, it's a
little. Wait, before you start,
we hope you are.
Wait, before you start, explain to the listeners what burlesque is.
Okay, so burlesque is the art of tease, is what it is. I guess simply put, and it's kind of it's a cousin to stripping. It really, really is. And also a sister to cabaret and showgirlism. But you have more natural bodies and people being themselves on stage. And you tell a story and basically you get naked. A lot of us get naked. Not all the way naked. It's illegal to get naked. And actually, the story of burlesque goes in the 1920s, there was an issue with women showing their nipples. And so they were like, you can't show your nipples. And so as a special fuck you, women started wearing pasties because that matters so much to you guys if you can't see the actual nipple, right?
I mean, we would prefer to see the nipple. But,
but what about
I can't see the nipple? I'm out.
Pasties? Right. But what about nice rhinestones and pasties and stuff shaking in your face?
Nipple, please. Nipple.
Well, legally, we can't show the nipple. We actually have to wear, each state is different, but we have to wear like a thong of some kind and also pasties.
Hmm.
But everything else is not there. You have most of us get down bare. Some of us you don't have to, but it has to be
Wait.
entertaining
What do you
and it
mean
has to
down?
be TV.
What do you mean down bear?
Down to our pasties and our thongs. So you
Okay.
think that you would notice or care that you don't see the nipple and you don't see the vagina, but believe me, you don't care. And it's very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. So what drew you to that?
I've kind of always, out of all of my friends, been like very animated and dancing and just a big personality. And so gosh, COVID has actually been rough for me. Um, in 2020, I had a friend get COVID, and
Oh.
literally 5 weeks later, he died. And I
Oh.
had to watch
Mm.
him die. And he would always say, like, you need to be on stage. You need to be on stage. You need to do something. And at that time, I was actually learning pole dancing and stuff. So I thought that was what I was going to be doing, but it turned out to be different. And also, I have an aunt that is in burlesque and a couple other friends. And they used to tell me for years, you should do it. You should do it. And I'd be like, "Mm." And I finally went to my first burlesque show right before my friend died. And then
Oh.
he died, and I decided that I was going to perform one time and one time only. And I got on that stage as scared as I was. My mom was there, my dad was there, my sister was there, and I got like the biggest applause ever. And so I said, okay, I guess I'm going to keep doing this. And that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. No, that was 2021, not 2020. He died in 2021. It'll be 2 years this December.
Mm.
So
I'm
there's
really
that.
sorry to hear about your friend.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not familiar
Thank
with
you.
burlesque. Based off our movie, we'll talk about it more. But is it choreographed and things of that? Is that like how burlesque is, or is kind of like stripping where you have your own routine and you just go out there and do it on your own?
So it can be both. It's a combination
Hmm.
between the two. If you want to talk specifically about the movie, a lot of burlesque entertainers are not fond of that movie.
Okay. Well,
If you
let's not do the movie
okay,
too much. Not
We'll
not
talk
yet.
about the movie
so
later on. Yeah,
it
yeah.
can be both. I'll say that it can be both. So you do have your people who choreograph and they like Dita Von Teese is one. If you've ever heard of her, she actually used to date Marilyn Manson like a long
Oh.
time ago. Uh huh. And so she's a very very famous burlesque entertainer. Also, your Josephine Baker. She was a
I've
burlesque
heard.
entertainer.
Oh, in France,
Hmm.
right? Right.
Yep, she's African American. She was a burlesque entertainer, and so you have those that are like one, two, three. Those are more of the classic burlesque. I'm what they call a neo burlesque. I'm a neo baby, and that's more of
Hmm.
a new day thing. And we don't really choreograph. We might have parts where I'll do certain things. I know when I'm going to take certain articles of clothing off or whatever, but a lot of what we
Hmm.
do is improv.
Mm. Okay, I
Mhm.
kind of like that. You got that feeling, and I know what
Just
spots I need to hit, but I just let
let
it
it take.
flow how
Yeah.
I feel. Yeah.
Let it take over you.
Yeah. Besides the booty, I'm also known for getting crowd interaction. Like I literally, I'm not afraid of you. I will walk up to you and like shake my ass or do something to you, or I might touch you with your permission. Consent is very big in burlesque. We do not
Yes.
touch you without consent. You cannot touch us without our
Mhm.
consent. And so I'm really big for crowd participation as well too.
Interesting. Also, I like
Hmm.
how she slid that little compliment of her ass in there before,
Always.
you know.
And I put the butt in bootay, of course.
So are you making money from this or like what's the deal there?
I do. I do make money. As a baby, I only made tips. I would consider myself more of a toddler burlesque entertainer. There's burlesque entertainers. I have one named Penelope Monsue that is so like she's been doing it for like 25 years. So I would consider an OG. She actually teaches her own classes and stuff. But the most I've ever made doing a show is like $200. And I mean for like 2 acts. Now that sounds like a lot. That does. You're like, what? 6 minutes? You made $200 in 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. But you also have to think about the costuming and stuff that goes into
Mhm.
it, the time that it takes to actually choreograph what you got going on and all that stuff. So yeah. But the most I've ever made is like $200 for a
So is it
show.
like a tip situation, or like the club is paying you?
Most of the time, it is not a club. It's usually what we call producers. So they might rent out spaces and the producer pays you. So sometimes it's only tips. Like we have a gay club here called Missy B's, and I'm not one of the regular performers. So if I perform there, it's like tip only, but I make really good money off of the tips usually. Um, or in other shows though, it usually is that if they want you specifically, they'll pay you a base fee. It could be $40, it could be $75, it could be $100, and then they also split the tips from the crowd
Okay.
with all the performers.
So I know it's a show going on, so it's not like a strip club where people are throwing money. So like as you're doing your show, how are people tipping you?
So throwing money is a no-no unless the performer asks you to. That's one thing, but it usually is a no-no. We have what they call kittens. And
Hmm.
kittens are people who keep the crowd going. They're usually dressed sexy. I've been a kitten several times. And they keep the crowd going. They pick up after the performers, like pick up their clothes or their props, and they also set up for them. And then you usually have what we call a tip kitten that goes into the crowd and gets money. We're also a
Okay.
little more updated, some shows, so you can like Venmo or Cash App. Well, a lot of them will have like a QR code
Yeah, I was
that
about to
you
ask
can
if you had the
like,
thing to scan.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that'll
for
be me
sure.
because I don't carry cash.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of them will have it. I always tell people to bring cash just in case because not all shows do the whole QR code thing, but you do have a tip kit that goes in the crowd. And we usually are pretty trustworthy and ethical, so we don't really worry too much about somebody like stealing and stuff like that. Because if they're
Hmm.
caught doing something like that, like you're like completely banned from the whole burlesque thing. Like, and you think that it's like such a big thing and nobody noticed. No, it's a very small world, particularly in Kansas
Mhm.
City. But you can do stuff in like Colorado or in Seattle or whatever, and like we'll hear about it. For real, for real.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. So, it's outside of burlesque. I guess, sort of connected a little bit. You are a sex educator.
I am a licensed social worker who does sex education. Yes. I
Okay.
do many things, but that's one of them.
Okay. Can you tell us about that?
So I got tired of guys sending me dick pics and
Mm-hmm.
they were completely hideous. They were ugly, like
Oh.
terrible, like ashy. The
Uh,
angle is
why is your
off.
why is your dick ashy?
because man,
You
you
took a
just
shower. Okay.
yeah,
Now oil that bitch up. Oil
you just
it
take the
Right.
up.
picture and you're like,
Nah, once you get it's like any other picture, you gotta get the right angles and
Matt,
everything. You gotta lotion up, you gotta
Matt,
shave things, you
Matt,
gotta get like you
Matt,
gotta
Matt, Matt, Matt. You're not in a full right mind when you send in that picture because not all the blood's in your brain. So you're like,
Oh
oh
no,
yeah,
you're right. Well, if you send a dick
Particularly
pics, you
when
definitely not in the right mind.
Right, particularly when I just said you said good morning and I said hello and then you said dick pic. You're
yeah.
definitely not
Right,
in the
yeah,
right
right,
mind.
right.
There's
Good
something
morning.
wrong. Right. Hello, good morning.
Right, right.
And so I got tired of guys like having these ugly pics because I'm like, yo, if I send a picture of my coochie, it don't have like teeth on it. There's not like a whole bunch of like, you know what I'm saying, dry hairs and stuff going
Right.
on. That all look good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
oh,
also, me and we bottom of the barrel. We don't care.
that is true. That is true because
Honestly,
y'all
I was
can.
thinking that honestly, if somebody said that, I was like, I still accept it. I still
Yeah,
accept it.
I was still
Yeah,
part of it, you know.
yeah, but see, we also send these pics to like each other. Girls do. We'll send those
Yeah.
pics to each other, and so you know what I'm saying. Girls, we're picky. We don't
Mm-hmm.
like that shit. We don't like that shit to look like a booger wolf. Like we want
Oh,
that shit to look good, you know.
So now, if a dick pic, if it was pretty, would it be acceptable? Or dick pics like "Good morning,"
Well,
but
I'm
then it's
trying
a
to
pretty.
get to that point. I'm trying to get to that point. So
Oh, my bad, my bad.
I
Keep going.
actually started as a joke rating dick pics. And I actually right now have a group of anonymous women who rate dick pics. And we really give you feedback.
ooh,
We give
like
you feedback
on
on
the
why we gave you a three.
on like so are you rating the dick itself or the presentation?
Both.
Okay.
Both. We rate both. And actually, not all women like big, huge, humongous dicks. I happen to be a little bit of a size queen. Not all women are like that. Actually, most women in the group, they like average sized penis. They really, really do. So when you get like a -2 score, it's because the angle, we can only see the balls. Where's the penis?
Just sending balls out here. Y'all wild. Just sending balls
Hey,
out
hey,
here.
hey, they like look, this they like
One,
good enough.
one
Good enough.
dick at a time.
All right, if y'all
We
sending
really
just balls
are.
out here, y'all really, all right, y'all need some help. All right, y'all need to reach out to them, let them know what y'all
No,
doing.
but believe it or not, a lot of you men want to know. You want to know what women think of your penis. And so
Right.
it's anonymous. I keep everybody anonymous. The guys that send it are anonymous. The women that rate it are anonymous. Now, I do have some of my Facebook friends that are like, I'm in the girl. I like that. I give them looks.
So
For the
like
most part, like, yeah, we keep it like anonymous. I don't ever tell. That's for sure. I
right.
believe in confidentiality, probably because my line of work.
Yeah.
So it started out like that. And then I started getting specifically men asking me questions, like about the royal honey. Men were asking me about erectile dysfunction. They were asking me a variety of questions. So I started doing a segment called Let's Talk About Sex because I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, I don't know how old you are, but there used to be a white lady named Sue. And there used to be a show called Talk Sex with Sue.
Wait. How old are
White
you?
lady.
Wait, how old are you?
You
Because
never
like
ask a lady her age.
no,
No,
no, don't be like, oh, you young whippersnappers. We're like the same fucking age. What are you talking
well,
about?
I,
I will be 39 in March.
Right. Matt is about to turn 39.
yeah, I turned 39 in
Okay.
December.
Yeah.
Hold up,
So
but I
do
thought
you
her name
remember
was.
Sue?
I,
No.
I do remember Sue, but I thought her name was.
I remember Dr. Ruth.
I remember Dr. Ruth.
Yes,
Maybe that's,
but it was
maybe I'm
called
thinking of.
Talk Sex with Sue. It was Dr. Ruth. Her name was Dr. Ruth, but her show
Okay.
was called Talk Sex with Sue.
Okay, okay, yeah,
I
Okay.
don't
so
know
yeah, I remember
why,
that.
but it
Okay.
was. Yeah, but it was Dr. Ruth. Yes, yes, you're right. And so I liked the whole idea of people asking me questions and I answer them on live. Most of the time it's anonymous. People will ask random questions that they really want to know and I
Mhm.
answer them. I even answer them sometimes on my Facebook post. Somebody will ask, and I'll post the post, the question, and then I'll answer it underneath or what have you. So it just kind of sex has always been something that people always talked about around me for some strange reason, and so I just adopted it. It's not that you have to be like this. You don't have to be like this because what the fuck am I going to do with that? But I like them to be like some girth. I don't like
Hmm.
pencil dicks. I'm not a pencil dick girl. A lot of women like average girth. They
Right.
do. A lot of women are scared of large penises.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'm not.
know.
Sorry, mom.
I love that you're going to shoot your mom this link. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening, mom.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. So off the top of your head, what's like one of like the wildest questions that you've been asked?
Oh man. Um, I've been asked about smelly penises before and what that means.
Like you're not washing
Mm-hmm.
up?
More like the ejaculate coming from the penis stinks.
Oh, like your diet?
Could be, or he could have an STD.
Oh.
A lot of guys don't like going to the doctor, so they might not know.
I think
Men ask me about what it means if their penis can't get hard,
it means you
what they
it,
can
it
do.
might it might mean that you're not sexually attracted to that person.
It could, or it could be that mentally you got stuff going on, or it could be that you have low testosterone and you need to go see the doctor. Or it
Mm.
could actually be a completely different health related issue like high blood pressure.
Oh, yeah. That there is a lot of blood
Hmm.
pumping there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
I did not
A
know
lot
that
of
high blood
people
pressure
with
could
high
affect
blood
that.
pressure cannot get hard. Yeah, they have a hard time getting hard, believe it or not.
Mm.
Hmm. So I get those kind of questions. I remember, I will always remember this question on Talk Sex with Sue. And I had to be like 11 years old, 12 years old watching this shit. Okay, by the way, disclaimer. But this guy called and he asked, and this is what intrigued me about like threesomes or having sex with multiple people when I guess he had been having sex with his girlfriend and then the after he ejaculates, the girl and the other girl bump coochies, and he was worried that she could get pregnant. He
Oh, because
wanted to
he wasn't
know,
using a condom.
yeah, could she get pregnant from them bumping coochies with his semen on their vaginas? And
Mm-hmm.
yes, they can.
Yeah, yeah. That shit's still
Yeah,
live.
Mm-hmm.
yes, she can.
But like my thing's like, I don't know, is a threesome the time to like go unprotected?
I'm not the moral police, so I'm gonna let you answer that question yourself. Um, there's a lot of times that you shouldn't go unprotected, but we do
I
as
get that.
adults.
I get that.
So
But I'm like,
there's that.
if you worried about that specifically, maybe just maybe. I mean, were you? Oh, okay, I don't know. Maybe he
You
didn't
probably you
know.
Okay,
probably wasn't
so
worried about
real
that at the
shit.
time. It's probably like
That's
some
what I was
after the
gonna
fact
say.
thing.
I don't think anybody goes into a threesome. I don't think if two girls are like, "Hey, we want you to have sex with us," and then we want to bump coochies after, y'all are like, "What if you get pregnant?" No, most of y'all are like, "Hell yeah, what's up?"
Let's do it.
Let's go. How are we scissoring? What we doing? No, a lot of dudes have this. She looks pretty clean, smells pretty clean,
You don't got
looks
nothing. I
pretty
could tell.
clean.
Wait, the
Mm,
way she
Got
dressed,
nothing.
she
I
ain't
can
got nothing.
tell. She
no,
don't be having sex with other dudes. I got
Right, right,
it.
no.
And if she does, she has condoms with everybody else but me. That's how that
right.
works.
Nah, my dude, nah.
No, that's because you live in the world of reality. Yes, the world of reality is a lot of people don't have these conversations, so you don't know what they've been doing, where they've been, all that stuff. So, I mean, you're doing it right. I'm never going to discourage you. I'm not. I'm just going to say you'd be surprised. No, you probably would not be surprised at how many people do not take that route. I will
Yeah.
say in single life, there's only been one guy that I can think of that was literally like, I got condoms. If a condom was used, it's because I provided the condom.
That's wild, but also not surprising because like I can think of many instances where I was about to hook up with somebody and they were like they were like surprised that I had condoms. And I was like, kind of people you hooking up with? What's out of here?
Mm-hmm.
Why you shake your head, man? Oh, you're talking to somebody. So oh yeah, and you don't have your headphones. Man, where's your wire? Where's your wire, Matt?
I don't have a wire with these. They
They didn't
specifically wireless. If I had a wire one, I would plug it in now. But
so how do you so what is the wire that you use to charge them with?
it's just the one that goes into the outlet, the USB part.
So then the other end is connected to like the power thing. It's not
Yeah.
like a what? Oh man, what the fuck are you doing over there, man?
I'm trying to live, Chad. I'm trying to live, man.
I can't tell. This is
Hey, man, everybody can't afford those $300 or
no,
$200
no,
Apple One.
motherfucker, no. No,
Not even on
no.
Amazon.
Hey
Well,
man, hey, don't worry, Chad. I got you. Black Friday's coming up soon. I'll hop on
I was gonna
those.
say Amazon is like your best friend. Like,
Right. The Black
listen,
Friday's
man.
rolling around. I'm about to get those. We're gonna be matching.
no, I mean you don't even have to get these. I was just surprised that because those are Beats, right?
These are like JBL or some shit like that. Yeah,
Ah,
JBL.
Oh, that's why.
I thought those was
Yeah.
Beats for the longest.
That's why.
Honestly, that's hilarious. No, I thought you was rocking Beats. Was you had those like a year and a half? I genuinely thought those was Beats this whole time.
Oh no. I had beats before, and I always remember like I had some red beats, and then like people were making jokes like 'cause I used to work out and stuff. I'm like, oh, why? Like he got those DJ headphones in the gym and shit. So I was like, let me switch to the AirPods and everything like that. And then I
People
got
care what
these.
other people think. If you was getting your workout in, fuck these people.
And
Like,
at that time, I wasn't. I was self conscious at that time. I cared what people thought. Now I don't care now. But
You do
for
care what people
podcast
think.
purposes, let me
You
get the
do
over the head ones.
you do care what people think though. We both
Not
do.
about headphones in the gym.
Well, yeah, but we care because we alter our content for those.
Well, yeah, I
specific
mean,
people.
podcast life is different than real world life.
But I'm sorry, we got on a tangent. Something about fuck. Oh yeah, people fucking without condoms, right?
yeah, yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. That's probably why we have so many STDs running around. But I don't know why people did not learn their lesson with COVID. Because actually, when COVID came around, I clearly saw why we had so many STDs. Because literally, they were telling people that you need to just wash your hands,
Mm-mm.
and
I
people were
don't.
like, "Hand sanitizer,
So
cool." No.
That's gonna get the job done.
Now look, wait,
real say,
you
I
had no
don't.
hand sanitizer, but all these shelves of soap. I couldn't understand.
Real say, are you new here? We live in America where we have a little thing called freedom. Okay.
Yeah,
And with
yeah.
freedom means you don't have to wear a mask. Freedom means you don't have to wash your hands. Freedom means you can stand in somebody's fucking face. Fuck that 6 feet apart, all right? Because this is America.
Yep,
And then they died.
yep.
But yes.
That is our life. You're
But no,
right.
like no, motherfuckers wild out here though, cause like I hear you, like you don't like the way it feels, but like also like you don't know this person, like you don't know what they're doing. They could have all sorts of
No,
shit.
for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. I 1,000% agree with you. As a sex educator, I'm going to tell you that you should wrap it up. You definitely should. But I'm also going to tell you, I also don't judge. People do a lot of things in their bedrooms that I don't necessarily do, but they do it.
Right. And you should, but I understand if you don't, because you at that moment, that's not what you're thinking about. You want to get that 100% feeling, 100% pleasure. You're trying to get that. You're not worried about the other stuff. To once you're done, as soon as you ejaculate, then you're gonna be like, wait a minute, hold on,
And
and
that's
then
how
that's when
a
all the
lot
questions pop
of
in.
toxic baby mama, baby daddy
Right,
relationships are born.
right.
Like
Y'all need to
5 minutes before you love this
yeah,
woman. Now afterwards, it's like,
yeah,
how do we know her like that?
yeah. No, you loved her sex. That's
Right.
what you loved. You
um
didn't really like her.
shifting off sexy topics. You're cooking?
I do cook.
Okay.
I do. I don't cook as much as I would like to, I would say, because I'm a busy, busy bee. But I do cook. I do cook. I like to make things from like scratch. One of my favorite things to make from scratch is I know the running joke, haha, all girls cook Alfredo, but I actually can make that from scratch, not your jar.
That's funny.
Actually, like
So
heavy cream.
you so are you making the noodles too?
No, I don't make the noodles.
Mm.
Funny, but no, I don't make the noodles.
I,
Even
I,
though
I,
I did live in Italy as a child where they did make noodles as a
I thought
child when I
I
was a
thought
kid.
you I
Yeah.
thought you was making it from scratch.
Okay, clarification. I make the sauce from scratch. I
Okay.
also don't slaughter the chicken that goes in it.
I
Neither do I
mean, I thought you was in for a penny, in for a pound.
back and go cut the broccoli either or cut off.
I thought you
Thank
had the
you.
egg under the lamp. I thought you was planting the seeds.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't do any
But
of that.
actually, let's explore that. So you're a military brat.
I am. Both of my
Ooh,
parents were in the Air Force. They
okay,
met in the Air Force. Yeah.
okay. So where all
I
have you lived?
actually, so I was, you'll never guess where I was born.
Japan.
Germany.
No, I'll give you a hint. It was in the States.
Oh, oh, like Alabama or something like that.
No, not even Southern, not even close.
Uh, Scott Air Force Base.
I was born in a blizzard.
That's not really
Really?
a that's not a location.
Alaska?
No, I was born in Montana.
That
Oh,
Great
I would
okay.
never guess
Falls,
that.
Montana. Yep. Most people don't. Only one person has ever guessed that. And I was shocked that she
Okay.
did. I was like, what? But no, I was born actually during a blizzard in
Okay.
Montana. hmm
Okay.
So I've lived there. My family, my mom's side of the family is from Pensacola, Florida. So of course I've been there several times. My dad's side of the family is from Omaha, Nebraska. So of course I've lived there. My sister was born in California, and I have literally lived in Italy. I lived in Italy as a child.
That's dope.
hmm
That's the only place that I haven't been is to Europe. Like everything over Japan, like this, what they call
Asia.
it, Asia. I've been to,
hmm
but I haven't been to Europe yet.
Yeah, my mom actually, she went to grade school in Taiwan and she graduated high school in Germany.
Wow.
Mm.
So, yeah,
So
yeah.
but I believe that's good because you're not. I don't want to say bogged down. That's not the right word. But you've experienced different cultures and everything. So you're not just like, oh, this is how it is everywhere. You've been to different countries and cities and stuff. So you have a broader understanding of how the world works and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the world is bigger than Kansas City, Missouri,
Yes.
for sure. For sure.
I
I've
know we
just
didn't talk
lived
about it.
in
You can cut
Milwaukee.
this out, but yeah, I was born in Kansas City.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, in Raytown.
My parents lived there. That's where I went to high school. I didn't go to high school in Raytown. I went to high school in Hickman, but lived
Okay.
in Raytown. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I went to my grandfather still lives there. My aunt still lives there. And I lived in Kansas City till I was in fifth grade, and that's when we moved to St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Lou. That's really cool
hmm
there.
But
Uh,
back to cooking. So I know Chad does a lot of cooking too, and
Do
like
you?
seeing him cook is getting me because when I say cooking, I mean cooking. I don't mean like grilling, even though like burgers, hot dogs, like
Cooking
well, it's cooking in a sense of like
art.
a dad cooking. I want to be able to do like put some things in the oven and cook like that, like cook some salmon, do something like that.
You want to
I
make a
know.
casserole, Matt?
Hey, if that's what actually we just talked about it earlier offline. Apparently, there's this new TikTok thing about a casserole, a chicken casserole. I'm gonna try to make this. Like, I want to be able to cook some more. I'm about to try to bake a pie later on this week. I want to do
So
more of that.
TikTok is your friend, but also Pinterest. Pinterest is your
Pinterest.
yes.
friend.
Pinterest, also
hmm
Okay.
YouTube as well.
hmm YouTube also. Yeah. Yep, for sure.
My
So
thing
that's
with
what I want to do.
Pinterest and like any of like those like articles about like, oh, here's how to do this. You get like the first part is like the intro and like all this other shit. So when I was hiking in Spain, I learned of the delicacies. I'm like, what the
I
fuck are you
hit
talking
jump
about?
to recipe. Jump to recipe. That's what I hit. Jump to recipe. I don't go through none of that shit. None of it. Just give me the
So
recipe. I need to see the ingredients.
I'm good on all of that. But
Yeah, no. So I'm a Instapot mom. I use a lot of
yeah,
my Instapot. Yeah, it
hmm
saves lives. Get you
it
an
Yeah.
saves
Instapot, Matt.
lives.
See, I want to look
hmm
that up because I was just looking up something. I was asking Chad, I was like, what does he want for his birthday? Because our birthdays are both in December. And I'm like, I want something. I don't know
Oh,
what I need. Maybe I need an Instapot. This year, this year going forward, I want to start cooking more. I'm like, the wife been doing a
Instapot.
lot. I want to surprise. Like every once in a while, I need to do something brand new and figure some things out.
And your
Yeah.
wife will like that Instapot too because you can saute stuff in it. You can do it as a crock pot. You can do it as a pressure cooker. You can
Mm-hmm.
even cook rice in it. You can do a lot. Instapot saves lives and it saves time. You can do everything in one pot.
Right.
Google it now on Amazon.
You can have a full-on meal on pressure cook for like 5 minutes. So you put it all together, you dump it all in there, and then you put it on for 5 minutes, and voila, you have a whole meal.
See, I appreciate the advice. Oh, they're
Mm-hmm.
not too bad either. Like $100, I can work with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do they got a red one? No, they ain't got a red one.
I mean,
They
We'll figure that later.
do.
I'm sure if you
They
They
click
do?
around
do.
enough, if you
Oh
Yeah,
click
I'm
yeah.
around
very
enough.
sure they do. I'm very sure I've seen them.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'd be copping me a red one. But yes, I digress.
You have a thing with red?
Oh yeah, red's my favorite color. It started off where like
Mm.
one day the wife was like, "You look good in red." Because as a kid growing up, I was like, "Blue's my favorite color." And then one day she got me some red stuff, and she was like, "You look good in red." And then I wore it. I'm like, "You're right, I do look good in red." So then red became my favorite color after that.
Mm-hmm.
How has the coaching been going for your son's team?
It's hard. It's okay. Maybe before I start, I want to give a shout out to all teachers, all coaches, all anybody who's dealing with like educating people. It's hard coaching because you know the right thing to do, they don't, and it's just like you're telling them do this, and then they don't do this, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I want to yell at these kids, but they're not my kids. I can yell at my son. I can't yell at these kids to get them to do what they need to do. So I want to send all my love and appreciation to teachers and anybody else dealing with anything like that. It's hard to educate the youth. I'll say that. Uh, yeah, but we just had games this weekend. I teach 7 to 9 and then 10 to 13. We lost both of those games, not by a lot, but it's just hard. Like you see the stuff in your head, and you're like, oh, if you do this, we can do better. But you know how kids are; it's hard for them to focus. I'll say that, and it was just a good time and bad time. You see them learning and stuff, but you want to do so much more. But this is my first time ever coaching kids, and I don't really like kids like that anyway. But I'm just doing it. This is my first time to see how it goes. This is probably the last time I coach. But I just want to say I appreciate how all these coaches and teachers and everything else like that. It's hard dealing with kids.
You
Yeah, it
gonna
is.
you gonna quit already, man?
No, I'm finished the season out, baby. I don't like losing, so I've been coming up with plays on my own. I've been hitting up the other coach. I'm like, hey, we need to do this. We need to do this. Yeah, I hate losing, but I don't know how much I'm gonna do this again. But I'm in here for the long haul. We gonna win these games in the future. We just gotta get better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the other topic I wanted to bring up is I saw this on X, Twitter, whatever, and they were like, "Oh, I remember this movie. What happened to Monday? It was a Netflix original, and how great it was. Have you guys heard of this movie? What happened to Monday?
Mm-mm.
I don't
Mm-mm.
think so.
So this came out in 2017, and basically the premise is, um, basically food gets the population is growing, food gets scarce, so then the government starts genetically modifying the food to supplement the population. But then when they started doing that, the babies were getting birth defects, or they were getting like
Well, that sounds
twins,
like America.
triplets. I don't know. It was like that. So then the government said, okay, they went down to this one child type of regime, right? So basically, I don't know what you call seven twins, six
septuplets or something like that.
septuplets was like born hidden from the government, named Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, where their father or grandfather William Defoe was in this movie. It's a star-studded cast for this movie. Also, Glenn Close is in this, and they can only go out on their day. So like Sunday goes out on Sunday, Monday goes out on Monday, blah blah blah, and they live a singletary life of this one woman that they all portray. Uh, I won't give you more details because it is very good,
Oh, I
kind of
want to watch
long.
that.
But only problem is, like Chad, we talked about this before. It's not on Netflix anymore.
I'm looking at it on Netflix right now.
It's not on Japan Netflix anymore.
Okay.
So, all right. So it's on American Netflix. Okay, good. So
Yeah.
please check this out. And the actress, I want to pull up her name
No,
real quick.
Nomi Rapace.
There we go.
She was the original girl with the dragon tattoo, as well as she played the lead in Prometheus.
Okay. So she plays 7 different characters. She plays all the sisters. They all have different personalities. And I think she did a phenomenal job in this movie. So if you got Netflix in the States, check this out. You won't be disappointed.
Okay.
All right. Now to some foolery.
Now
I
to
want
some foolery.
Okay. I won't tell you what it is, but I want you guys to Google on your phone what space movie came out in 1992.
Oh, yeah. But Matt, we can't say that word on this show.
Right. Because I wanted you to read this to get. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. We'll cut that then.
No.
Well, Rose. I just want to say. Well, here. You Google it real quick. What space movie came out in 1992?
What space movie came?
Okay, so how about this?
You can't say that word.
Exactly. The movie is Gay from Outer Space. I never heard of this movie. And I was trying to find it. I was like, this is a real thing. Let me find it. It's only 27 minutes long. And actually, it's on YouTube. If you Google this in YouTube, it's on YouTube. And I started watching this before the podcast. So I wanted to get a general idea what this movie is about. And 3 minutes and 36 seconds in, I was like, all right, this is dumb. I'm turning this off. But if you intrigued enough and you want to figure out more about this movie, it's available on YouTube. But I just thought that was wild that they named it that.
Look, it was 1992. It was truly a different time.
That is true. I give you that. But I thought, like, my friend told me, he was like, Google this. I looked it up and I was laughing. Why would you name it that? You couldn't think of anything else.
Because that's what it's about, man. Okay, they just getting to the point. Okay,
right,
we want to let these people know what they're getting into. Okay,
right. They couldn't just say guys in outer space. Nah, we had to be very specific on this.
Oh, they were very specific on that. That is hilarious.
So the description of this movie is extraterrestrial beings travel the galaxy to free men oppressed by females to make way for an entirely homosexual society. So just in case you weren't really sure what word I bleeped out, well, no, I guess the first word. No, I'm cutting that part too. Sorry.
But speaking of having a bad time, or I should say that shouldn't be a bad time. Let me take that back. Let me take that back.
Oh my God!
Speaking of old movies, you checked out VHS 85?
Okay, that's cute. So yeah, I watched a movie called VHS 85. Are either you familiar with the horror series VHS?
Mm-mm.
I am not.
I know AHS, but not VHS.
American Horror Story. So it's like maybe 6 or 7 of these movies now, and they're anthology movies, as in like, so they're just one movie that are just filled with shorts. And the very first movie in the series was this group of guys. They were breaking into a house. Like all of it is found footage, and it's on quote unquote recorded on VHS. It's not. It's a filter. But they break into a house and then they start playing these different tapes, which are short films for different directors. Mm-hmm. And so in VHS 1985, all the stories take place in 1985. There's about 5 different stories or so, and only 2 of them were like mildly interesting, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So like the first one was about like a group of friends. They went to like the lake and they were doing stuff in the water, and then somebody just starts shooting at them while they're at the water, and they they wake up from being shot to death, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And
Oh wow.
so they find the person that shot them, and like it's a whole thing.
Mhm.
And then the other one was somebody was sending the police like basically POV footage of crimes before they were happening, and so the police were trying to figure out like what the hell is going on. So like those are like the two best stories on VHS 85. Well, overall, it's not good. Like those are like those were
That's your
the
conclusion. Overall,
it's
sucks.
like those were the two best stories, but then you had like three other stories that really helped like weigh down the overall product.
That's how I feel about Black Mirror
That's fair.
series on
Mhm.
Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a few of them that you're like, and then there's some of them where you're like,
What are we
What,
doing? Right.
yeah.
like I don't get here. I don't
Why would
understand how we
you
got here.
why would you ask Zazie Beats to be in a werewolf episode? What is happening here?
Yeah, yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah, so keeping on, so these are all like horror themed, but keeping on the track of like Halloween and horror and shit. I cut up a pumpkin for the first time as an adult, and I made a puree. Cause I want to like,
Oh,
yeah,
I
so
love
like my
pumpkin pie.
so yeah, so my daughter she went to a couple of things where she got like a pumpkin. So we had two pumpkins, and I
Hmm.
pureed both of them. And tomorrow I'm gonna make pumpkin bread, but Friday I made pumpkin soup. And it was pretty
Mhm.
good.
Pumpkin
What's
soup.
pumpkin soup? I've
Pumpkin
never
bread
had
is
pumpkin
good
soup.
too.
It's just
Squash.
yeah, basically it's
Mm,
basically
Mm-hmm.
just pumpkin flavored soup.
mm.
Yeah, people forget pumpkin itself is a squash.
Right.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
So all it was just you put your stock in it, chicken or vegetable. You put any other stuff you want into it and just heat it up essentially.
mhm.
Mm.
Make sure
I see.
That
you
sounds yummy.
also put the puree in it.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
he
And some
see
seasoning.
he
Some
be
seasoning.
cooking. Chad be cooking.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like I went to a whole thing today where I can't say her name because she's not been on the show, but a good friend of mine, we've worked together almost 10 years now. We worked together at the place Matt and I met, and now we work together where I work now. She invited me to this thing her brother and his girlfriend were hosting, and I brought a French toast casserole, but I use croissants for the bread, and like they were licking that
Hmm.
Pyrex clean.
I've made like we call it a Christmas bake.
Okay.
And I've made that for like Christmas morning because you're
Hmm.
gonna wait until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon to eat.
Hmm. Yeah, right.
It's a good like thing to tide you over until then. In my house as a kid, it was called cereal.
In my day,
That's what we got. These kids have it good around here. I make a Christmas break. I had cereal as a
Right,
kid.
exactly.
And
Yep.
we stayed with our
so
stomach humming until like three
Yep.
o'clock. Mhm.
so
Same thing with Thanksgiving.
yes.
Mhm.
So so yeah, so my friend is a lesbian, so it's a strictly platonic relationship between the two of us. And
Mhm.
as I was leaving, one of the people there, I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you," whatever, whatever. And then she's all like, "Oh yeah, so like, are you two together?" And I was like, "Yes, but not like that." And she's like, "Oh, okay." She gave me like a big hug, and she's like, "I really liked your dish." And I'm like, "You could have said that without asking me that question, but all right."
That
You
means
know, you
she's
think that, but believe it or not, there are some women that are very territorial. So
Hmm.
she was right to ask that. She was. There are some women that you better not look at my man.
You bet not
Mhm.
compliment this dish we all fucking
Not
destroyed.
you
Mhm.
better not compliment shit about my man.
But also funny enough about relationships, I watched a movie called Fingernails on Apple TV Plus. One of he's not really the lead, but he's in it. The main guy from The Bear, the chef.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
He's in it. And basically, this is a world in which they've created this technology that can tell if two people that are dating are in love. and
Mm.
all it will cost you is a fingernail. So they'll pull your fingernail out and they'll put the two fingernails in a machine and it will tell you if you're 100% in love, 50% in love, or
Ouch!
0% in love.
No way! No way! Hard pass. I'll live in delusion.
And
Because imagine
so,
doing that with everybody you might be in love with, and
right.
then finding out, no, y'all don't really love each other. You just like bumping uglies. Like,
Right.
Right.
no,
And then you lost a fingernail because of it. Yeah.
And then also
give
like
me
if
my
you
fingers back.
but also if you get a 50%, the machine won't tell you who is actually in love.
See, it ain't worth it then.
Right.
Oh man, no,
So
dog.
this is like something that's been normalized in their society. And something that I found interesting is that it felt like it could be in the same universe as Severance, where like they got this technology that is beyond anything we have in our real world, but all the other technology they have is like old stuff from our
Mm-hmm.
timeline. So it felt like those were in the same universe.
Mm.
But the movie was okay. But like so like the lead act the movie stars a woman that like gets a job there and she starts to kind of fall in love with her trainer, and she's grappling with the questions of like can you be in love with two people at the same time, and like maybe she kind of has an affair or maybe she doesn't. I'm not going to spoil that. But what frustrated
Mm.
me with the movie was that the end of the movie should have happened in the middle of the movie. So you are left with a lot of unresolved feelings and
Answers.
thoughts. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, this, I don't really appreciate this
Yeah, they
because,
think that they're being so fucking clever when they do that kind of shit, but really, they just confused us.
Mm-hmm.
especially with, especially with this character specifically, because she was actively lying to her partner. Like it for the longest, it took her a long time to tell her partner that she was even working at that facility, and she was just
Mm.
constantly lying to him. And then she told him, and he was like upset, but eventually he got over it because he loves her. And then like they had some clients where they didn't want to like get their fingernails taken off. So her instructor took his off to show like, hey, it's not so bad. And so she pulled hers off to see if she was a match with her instructor. And so when she got home, when her boyfriend got home, he's like, what happened to your hand? Oh yeah, I got into an accident. Like you couldn't just be like, we had some clients and we did this to ease their mind. Like she's perpetually lying to him. So like if you can just kind of assume what she might need to lie about that happened at the very end of this movie, I'm like, that's not, I don't really want to create my own narrative of this because like you've already established that this character just lies. So she's going
Right.
to
Yeah,
lie about what she did.
Right.
yeah, for
So I didn't care
sure.
for that. But yeah. So that's on Apple TV Plus. And my last thing is so it's that time of year where I need to renew my license plate tags for my car. And so
Oh,
last month I got my inspection. And when I went to go to get the tags, like I had my inspection, I had my receipts for my personal property and all the other junk that I need. When I went to the DMV, like they were literally like standing outside. That's how packed it was. And so like I was texting my friend like, oh yeah, I'm in line for this. And my friend was like, why don't you just do it online? And I was like, you're right. It's 2023. That's the thing I can do. So I did it online, and this is the beginning of October. And it's November, and I still don't have it. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I called the state, and they're like, hey, so we're looking at your account, and it looks like part of your mailing address is wrong. And so it
mm-hmm,
probably went back to that same DMV that had the people standing outside. And I'm like,
mm-hmm.
okay. So they're like, you need to just go up there with a copy of your receipt saying that you paid for it, and they'll take care of you. And I was like, bet.
Mm-hmm.
So go up there, wait my turn, talk to a lady. She was nice and everything. Looked up my stuff. She corrected my mailing address. And mind you, so I paid like $55 to do this online. And when we get to the end, she's like, all right, $16, please. And I'm like, no, if you have the receipt, I paid for this already. And she's like, oh, no, this is a processing fee because you lost it. And I'm like, I didn't lose it. It didn't come. So they got like $70 from me, and I just don't feel good about that.
Should have just waited in line.
Yeah.
I mean, I know now. Like next time when it's time to renew, I'm not
Right.
doing it online. But yeah,
I don't feel good about that. Like I said that, I just don't feel good about that.
You
this
slice up your tag once you put it on there?
no. But
Uh,
I have covers.
cause like people be stealing it. So like,
Which I
I
don't even
told.
know how because they put our tag numbers on the stickers now.
Oh, they
Well,
do.
that's if you do it
Yeah.
online. If you go to the place, they just give you a sticker.
Really?
Yeah,
Because when
that
I went to
one.
the place, I well, I need to look at that again.
I don't. I don't remember there being anything extra. They just look like regular stickers. Like I know that the ones that come in the mail are different than the ones you get from the place.
Oh.
That might be true.
But yeah, yeah, didn't feel great about that. But yeah, my car is legal now, so I guess whatever.
That's all that matters.
Right.
All right, are y'all ready to jump into action here?
Yes.
Yes, because I'm being summoned.
Oh, sorry. All right, we'll be
Oh, you're
quick.
good. You're good.
This
You're good.
this week we discuss burlesque.
When you are putting on your makeup, it's like you're an artist. But instead of painting on canvas, you're painting a face.
A small town girl ventures to Los Angeles and finds her place in a burlesque club run by a former dancer. All right, so you're actually gonna go last, Rosé, because you are an expert in this topic. So, Matt, what were your thoughts on this film?
My thoughts were plot wise kind of I don't know if it's a cliche type of thing to where it was kind of like you've seen this in multiple movies.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who was I guess the help with the
Oh, Stanley Tucci. He's played
I was
that
like
character so many
I was
times.
like, you played this exact same character in The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, yeah.
I love him now.
Right. I enjoy Cher. I'm not. I know Cher. I know Cher's in things. I know Cher's history, but I'm not really like I can't like I don't know Cher as an actress, and I enjoyed Cher as an actress in this.
You've
Um,
never seen Witches of Eastwick?
Mm-mm.
no.
Oh, I'm hanging up right now. That's a classic. Jack Nicholson. Jack
No.
Nicholson. It's got Michelle Pfeiffer. It's got Cher in it. And what's her name?
It's
Susan Sarandon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was the one with Nicole Kidman. That's not the one with Nicole Kidman.
No, that's Bewitched that you're talking about.
No.
No, this is
I thought she did something with witches and witches of Eastwick.
no. Witches of Eastwick is like an 80s movie.
I thought she was like in a witch movie early in her career.
Y'all have to watch Witches of Eastwick.
So I know there's a listener somewhere. I'm not naming anybody names. I'm just saying I know somebody's listening that's yelling at us right now with whatever I'm trying to think of.
Probably. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it's Bewitched that you're talking about, though.
I thought she had like maybe I'm thinking of what's the one with Sandra Bullock in it? Maybe I'm mixing those two up.
Sandra Bullock.
Practical Magic.
Oh, Practical Magic.
No.
Actually,
That's Nicole Kidman.
that actually might. Yeah, I think you're right. I've never seen Practical Magic.
Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. All right, I feel not crazy now. Okay, okay.
But it's not Witches of Eastwick. It's not Witches of Eastwick. But Cher acts in Witches of Eastwick. One of my favorite movies. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll check this out because she's very captivating in this movie. Like when
She has a
Cher,
presence.
yeah, there we go. When she's on screen, your focus is on her.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate like I don't know, like I don't like musicals, so but I did like this though, because to me, this makes sense in the singing of stuff like that to where I don't like I'm walking down the street and I start singing like that. But for me being in the burlesque stuff, them singing, it makes sense to me. Uh, the singing was great. I didn't know all the other side characters in this movie that I know now from other stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
some of them were Pussycat Dolls. Do
yeah.
you remember that
What's
group?
who was the bad one, the alcoholic? What's her name?
Kristen Bell.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
Kristen Bell.
like
Mm-hmm.
seeing her and like other people in there. I'm like, hey, I know you in things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so overall, I enjoyed this movie for what it was, and go back to what I'm saying, where the plot was like very basic. Of a person, small town person, comes to the big city. Uh, by accident comes up on this thing and succeeds and stuff like that. That was a very basic storytelling, but overall, I enjoyed it. As far as burlesque stuff, um, I don't think I've ever seen a burlesque movie. Now I'm thinking about this. I could be wrong, but I leave the burlesque part up to you, to correct what's right or what's wrong in this movie. But overall, I enjoyed it. Like when I watched this, I wasn't bored in it, and it never ran past this time where I was looking at my watch.
Okay, so I thought that I was very surprised at this cast. I was like, this cast is absolutely insane. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
Cher, Christina Aguilera, Stanley Tucci, Kristen Bell, Eric Dane. I mean, I mostly know him from Grey's Anatomy, but still, Alan Cumming, not Peter Gabriel, the husband, the ex husband. Um,
Yeah,
is Peter Gabriel? He was the dad on the OC.
yeah,
Peter Gallagher. Sorry. Like it's just like famous-ish person, famous-ish person, famous-ish person. I was like, wow, wasn't ready for this. Yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
this this plot was paper thin though. It was paper thin. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing? Like the bit where like the opening, so cliche. I'm leaving this small town. Just give me my check and I'm gone. I'm
And
like,
then she steals the check from the damn
all
register.
right. And then she's like dancing as she's cleaning up, and then like we pop into her brain and she's singing, and I'm like, this is how you open this movie? But
hmm
Yeah.
for why? And then it's like she's from Iowa and she goes to LA, and I'm assuming the person that she stole the money from tracked her down from Iowa to Los Angeles, California for like what, $1,000?
right,
Like it's not like she stole like tens of thousands of dollars from him, you know? So it's like the travel alone was close to what you spent trying to hunt her down.
right.
Right.
So yeah, and then like even the special cameo from old girl from Glee, wasn't ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like cast was amazing, but like I just couldn't stand the plot. And it's like, are we supposed to not like Eric Dane? Because it's like he was doing more than he had to. Because like if he was really a like a shady businessman, he would have let the bank take the land and then bought it from the
And for
bank at
cheap, yeah,
right. Like he was a decent dude, even though he was the quote unquote villain.
Mm-hmm.
And like Cher sucks. Like you should not be running a business if your whole business plan is to avoid the problems.
Yeah.
Like
I thought they were going to do when she was running low on money, I thought they were going to do the cliche of like, let's do
a
a,
dance,
a benefit or something like
right?
that, and that's what Christina Aguilera sees, and that's when they get all the money, and
I
then
think
that
they were
solves the
gonna
problem.
sister act them. You thought they were gonna
Right,
sister act the
right,
situation.
We're gonna win. We're gonna enter a burlesque contest, and it's gonna be
right,
Yeah.
just enough money that we need.
right.
But no, I didn't like this movie. But Rosé, we give you the floor.
So most burlesque entertainers are not fans of this movie. And the reason why is because this movie is not burlesque. That wasn't an
Is it
accurate depiction of
is it
burlesque at
is it
all.
cabaret? Because I meant to ask you, what's the difference between cabaret and
Cabaret.
burlesque?
Yes, so cabaret is your musical. They sing, they tell jokes, they point fun at themselves or point fun at the audience. That is cabaret. Burlesque, you might have some singers. You also have different division of like there's comedy burlesque, there's clown burlesque, there's drag burlesque, there's black burlesque, there's different divisions of burlesque. But singing is not really what we do. You don't want me to get up there and sing, you guys. I'm sorry. You don't want me to do that. You guys will leave if I start singing. Okay. And that's it. And if you notice, I told you at the beginning that a lot of us get down to our pasties and our thongs.
Mm-hmm.
What pasties and what thong did you see in there?
Mm-hmm.
Cher
Yeah.
herself is more burlesque. There were other things that I wanted to point out. The backstage scenes, like where you see all this cattiness, da, 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 that doesn't happen normally. Actually, what you see backstage is mostly people trying to get dressed or undressed. And then you see us running through our acts and encouraging each other. It's all about confidence and encouraging each other. We're really, really big on that. We don't like the catty shit at all. So,
Mm-hmm.
also another thing that we don't do is most producers do not like you to drink before you get on stage,
Right.
or they
Mm-hmm.
caution you about it. Either it's a no drinking rule or they caution you about it. There's been too many incidences of people like getting sick on stage when they drink. I mean, that's what happens. So when she asked, "Let me get a martini," that does not happen. That
So
does not happen.
a lot of the backstage stuff just reminded me of like movies I saw where like they worked in a strip club.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they were like channeling some of that for the backstage
No.
scenes.
So our backstage is usually not that big either. It's
Yeah.
usually tiny, tiny closet. You have all these people in here with all of our stuff trying to hurry up and dress it on dress in between acts and stuff. So no, we don't have like all of that going on. But yes, you were right. It is more cabaret, more showgirlism,
Okay.
is what that movie represented. Cabaret also usually has more like group entertainment, group dancers, group choreographed
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Burlesque, that doesn't really happen. Usually you have one, maybe, and I've seen this very few times, two people on the stage. There is a group here called the Casey Canaries that is a group of ladies that, do like an act. But I would still consider what they do more cabaret than I would say burlesque.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. No, you had it right. It is more cabaret, that show. That's what it should have been. But I guess there's a movie already called Cabaret, so you can't really, I mean, they
Yeah,
could, but
there is a movie called Cabaret.
yeah, there's a movie called Cabaret. It's an older movie.
Okay.
Well,
Like
now I'm
also,
curious, real quick. Is there a movie? Do you know of a burlesque movie that's more authentic?
this might be the most famous
No,
burlesque movie, even though it's not about burlesque.
it
Right.
is. Every time I tell somebody that, oh, I'm a burlesque entertainer, they always say, oh, yeah, like that movie with Cher and Christina Aguilera. And I'm like, no, no. It is not like that. It's actually a lot more grittier, a lot more raw, a lot more authentic. You see our personalities on the stage too. My personality of Rosé is usually like, I don't give a fuck. I'm a bitch. But you love me. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
actually have an act that I love performing in front of white people because it calls white people out. It's a Beyonce song that says, "You want to be me. That's why you hate me." And I
Mm,
literally call them out and they love it. I get a standing ovation every single
that's
time. They
hilarious.
love that shit. Yeah, they love that shit. And they're like, yes, yes, we do want to be you.
Yes. Let me tap into that white guilt. Get it, girl.
Yeah, yeah, they love it. Yeah, they love it. So no, um I thought the movie was cliche. I actually have not seen it in so long, and I had to remind myself of pieces. But I was like, oh yeah, the wigs are horrible in this movie too. The wigs are terrible.
Yeah, I'm with you on that because it felt like when we got to the very final scene with Christina Aguilera, I was like, her hair looks different. Like, is this her real hair? Like, it just looks so different than everything, all the other hairstyles she had.
No. The only thing that I would say is kind of accurate about the movie is the glitz of it. A lot of us do wear like a lot of rhinestones, and that shit is expensive. If you want to buy a piece like that, it's like $2,000 plus. Most
Damn.
of us make our shit. And I'm talking about just for the bra. I saw a lady and it was bomb as fuck. She had a bra on that she had bought, and it was 2 grand. That bra alone was 2 grand. Most
Damn.
of us rhinestone our own shit for a
Wow.
reason. We're off of Amazon or whatever, and instead we put on a movie. We smoke a little, and
Mm-hmm.
we rhinestone.
Right.
That's what we do, and that's what happens because we can't afford that shit. I
Right.
cannot afford a
That's
$2,000
right.
bra. It's not happening. Do you know how often I would wear that bra for every damn act? Every act, y'all see that bra. Y'all would be like, "When am I gonna see the bra?" Oh, there it goes. That's what you would do because ain't
I,
no way
I
I'm
don't
paying two
even
thousand
I
dollars.
don't even know why you're taking it off if you put that much work into it.
Just keep it all
I would
forever.
be scared to take it off. I would be like,
Right.
handle my shit gently, gently. I see you pick that shit up a little too rough. I'm gonna slap you with it. Like that's how I would be about it because yeah, and it looked fabulous. That bra looked incredible. I've never seen something like that, but I was like, I'm not paying 2 grand for it. Not
Mhm.
happening. I'll write on my own shit for a cool $100.
Right.
So, what do
That's
you
it.
guys think the Rotten Tomato score of this movie is?
Rotten Tomatoes, the higher means good, right?
Right, like a graded score, 1 to 100.
Yeah.
I say something high. I
Uh,
think people like people know this movie, so I say something like 68%.
I'll say it's probably in the 80s just because of how many times I say, I'm a burlesque entertainer. Everybody's like the movie. No. So I'll say it's probably in the 80s of the Rotten Tomatoes.
Really? Okay.
Mm.
So, let me tell you this first of all. So, the budget was $55 million.
Oh.
Worldwide, 55, yeah. Worldwide, the movie made 89 million,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
the Rotten Tomato score was 37% by the critics.
Oh wow.
Good job, critics. You guys got that one right.
The audience score was 64%.
Okay, I'm
So they
glad
they
you
didn't
were
really
the
care for it either.
audience.
Right.
Yeah.
I
I
forgot to look
mean, yeah,
this.
because when you have like people like Christina Aguilera and Cher in it, you think actually they would have done better had they done what burlesque really is.
But
Hmm.
Had
it's
they
that.
had the Dita Von Teeses in it and somebody that's like Josephine Baker and stuff like that in it, oh yeah, that probably would have done so much better.
But
Hmm.
you gotta remember, some Hollywood writer wrote this with no real experience in burlesque.
Yeah, so this is why you need to study burlesque and actually go to burlesque shows before you make a
Nah,
movie like this because
nah.
all I've never met not one burlesque entertainer that likes this movie. All of us are like, that's how we look. When you think
Uh,
about burlesque, we're all like,
okay,
that's how
so
we think about it.
let's go back in time and we're gonna look at box office. So this movie came out November 24th, 2010. So this is like the Thanksgiving weekend of 2010.
And I remember watching it.
So we're gonna look at the 5 day box office of
hmm
is it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days.
hmm
So number one, well, the Burlesque opened number four,
hmm
but number one, 2 weeks at the box office, Harry Potter 7.
Of
Number
course.
Right.
number number two with its first week in the box office, Tangled. Number
Okay.
three,
Uh-huh.
number three, 4 weeks in the box office, Megamind.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Number five, 3 weeks at the box office. Y'all remember that movie Unstoppable with Denzel Washington and Chris Pine?
Denzel Washington didn't do better than burlesque.
But remember,
I'm
remember,
shocked.
Okay. Well, what's the name of this
Unstoppable,
movie? Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. This is 3 weeks in the box office though.
Okay.
So then number six was Love and Other Drugs with It's Anne Hathaway and Mysterio. What's his name? Okay.
I have no recollection of this movie. Oh, the train movie.
Yes,
Oh, with
the
Denzel.
train
Okay,
was unstoppable.
okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now.
Then then we got at number 7 its first week in the box office, Faster. Number 8, with 4 weeks at the box office, we have Due Date. That's the one with Jamie Foxx and Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one at number 10 was The Next 3 Days, with 2 weeks in the box office.
So I definitely see why Tangled, of course, was bigger than Burlesque. Tangled was an awesome movie. I loved Tangled.
It was.
Oh yeah, yes.
I loved Tangled. I'd watch that 50 million times if I could. Megamind.
So here's something interesting. Its second week in the box office, it went up to number 3 because Megamind dropped to number 6.
I can see why.
But Tangled overtook Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, I can see.
Yeah, Tangled's a great movie.
Just an awesome movie. Yeah.
Yes,
awesome message, awesome everything. And I think at that time we didn't really have movies like Tangled that says no, the girl can be smart.
Right.
We didn't. That was still a newer. You know what I'm saying? It's more prevalent now because of the music and all that stuff that we have, but we didn't have that. City Girl, all that stuff, that wasn't a thing back then.
So its third week in the box office, it dropped to number 7 because we got Chronicles of Narnia 3, The Tourist, Tangled, Harry Potter, Unstoppable, and now Black Swan has entered the arena.
Yes, Black Swan was very popular. Yeah.
Let's look at one more week. Let's see here. Where you at, Burlesque? Woo! Week 4, number 11. So yeah, it's all over.
Yeah, I mean, you guys called it. The plot was so predictable. If you've seen that movie, you've seen that plot a million times.
Right.
Girl from a small town goes to a bigger town, gets into some kind of Hollywood thing, fall in love with a guy. The villain wants her too. She figures out the villain ain't shit. And so she ends up going with the good guy with no money.
Right. Right.
So I can't look away at this train wreck. 5th week in the box office, number 17.
You like, you can't stop looking at this. You just no, of course. It was so predictable. I thought so the first time I watched it. This is probably like the 3rd time I've watched it.
So when I was watching this, and we all know Christina Aguilera has a voice. So I was thinking, if they were going to remake this today, who would you like? This is solely on voice, right? So the first name that came to mind was Jennifer Hudson, right? But then, go ahead.
Okay, I'm listening.
No, but then I was like, I can't think of a Cher person that could do it. Then I was like, well, if Jennifer Hudson plays the Cher person, then I couldn't think of a younger version. So if they were going to remake this, who would you guys like to see?
If they were going to remake this, I would like them to do it in actual burlesque form, not cabaret. Cher actually would be a good burlesquer. She really would. Actually, she does. If you ever have seen some of her shows, she does kind of wear burlesque outfits. She does. She'll wear a lot of like nude, glittery, rhinestone outfits. Not like what you saw in that movie, but a lot more revealing. That is burlesque. I just knew this movie was going to be a lot more burlesque than it actually was. So to me, Cher could actually stay in her spot. Cher still got it.
Okay.
She still got it.
So who would you say for Christina Aguilera's part?
Oh man, that's a hard one.
Because I guess it's different now since like
Hudson is too wholesome.
Right.
You gotta get somebody.
How old is she? How old is she?
Let's see.
She got to be at least our age, which is not a bad thing, but
right.
Christina Aguilera wasn't that young either. In Christina,
42. She's 42.
Right, because Christina Aguilera, she's like a little bit older than us. So like maybe she was born like 1980. So she's like maybe 5 or 6 years older than us. And
Yeah.
like this is
So Christina Aguilera was
2010,
probably in her
mid
yeah.
30s maybe.
Oh
Well, not
no,
not
who
that
have I
old, but like at
seen
least 30. She was like at
burlesque?
least 30.
And let me
I
also say that real quick. Burlesque doesn't have an age cap on it.
well, I'm
Mhm.
thinking of we're making a Hollywood movie here though.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying real burlesque. Like if they were
Yeah, yeah.
doing real burlesque, it doesn't.
We
I've seen women who were in their actually most women in their 20s don't do it because they're still self conscious.
and the
It's usually
stripping.
women in their 30s, 40s,
Oh, okay.
50s. I've seen 60s. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
intrigued in that. I'll watch that.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what
Oh,
the immediately what went came to mind for me was Ariana Grande, but
I think it would be so cookie cutter. You
yeah.
know what? Billie Eilish would be a good one.
Oh,
Mm.
I was also
Yeah.
thinking of who's that one young lady, Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay. Yeah, I can fuck with that.
But
I
then
can fuck with that.
also, Hollywood loves, sucking its own dick. So you would
Yeah, it
have
does.
Christina Aguilera play the Cher role.
She probably would. She probably would be the old hoe of the
The
thing,
old
running the
hoe.
bar and about to
Right, right.
lose it again. She's about to lose the bar again, and now you have Ariana Grande. It would most likely be Ariana Grande
Hmm.
Yeah.
coming in to save it, and it would be so cookie cutter again.
I mean, we can like have some fun with this and like have Ariana Grande come in and like but you mostly look at we could do a legacy sequel where Christina Aguilera runs the club now and we're following her perspective and we have a new girl come in from a small town, our Ariana Grande, and we think that she's gonna keep her under her wing like Cher did for her, but she's actually a spy for the new person that wants to buy the land. And she's trying to
Hmm.
like destroy the burlesque show from within.
Hmm.
Hmm.
She's sleeping with him.
Or yeah, I mean, she got the job with the intentions of running that shit into the ground. Yes.
Yeah, I would watch it if it was Ariana Grande. I would watch it if it was Billie Eilish though, because I know that shit would be interesting.
Hmm.
That's funny.
Right.
She gonna be a guy? Is she gonna be a girl? That's another thing. You have a lot of burlesque. We do some like I don't know. They call it drag king in the drag world, but we dress up as dudes sometimes and we impersonate masculinity and stuff.
Hmm.
And they're like, it's real gritty. It can be. And I just think Billie Eilish would be so much better if real burlesque. But you're right. If we're gonna do cookie cutter, Ariana Grande, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Y'all like her music. I don't.
at the end of the day, we're trying to make some fucking money here, okay? As a
I
studio.
feel you. That's really what it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right,
And
so
Ariana Grande would be the perfect one to be sleeping with the enemy. Yeah.
all right, so trivia question: the role of Marcus went to Eric Dane, who at the time was on Grey's Anatomy. All of the following actors, which one was not considered for his role? You've got A. Patrick Dempsey, who was also on Grey's Anatomy at the time. B. Ben Affleck, or C. Jamie Foxx, who was not considered for the role.
Jamie Foxx.
Definitely Jamie Foxx.
Ben Affleck.
Oh wow.
His brother Casey was actually considered for the role. All right, doing some trivia dump here. The photo of 7-year-old Allie, Christina Aguilera, with her mother is actually a photo of a much younger Christina Aguilera with her real life mother. Most of the flamboyant costumes worn by Cher were her own clothes.
I believe
Uh,
that.
Surprisingly, this is Cher's first musical.
I believe
Um,
that too.
Two more. The DVD and Blu-ray sales exceeded 1 million units and have grossed over $20 million in the U.S. alone. The
Hmm.
DVD sold over 1.4 million units in the United States. Overall, it has grossed over $30 million in DVD and Blu-ray sales. Last thing. Cher has stated that she felt this could have been a much better movie, pinning the blame on its writer/director, Stephen Anton. Terrible director, really terrible director, and really terrible script. I remember him saying to me, I don't care about what you say. I just want to shoot the dance numbers. She also added that had it been shorter, it would have been a better popcorn flick.
It wasn't too long.
It was like
It
2 hours
wasn't
long.
too. It
To me,
wasn't
this
too
shit was
long
to me. This shit was long.
That's because you absolutely hated it, but
Okay, what's it? Two snaps and a what from In Living Color?
Two snaps and
handcuff,
something like 2 snaps or something. Yeah.
I don't know. I remember. I know they do that,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think it was too long, but I do agree with Cher that the writing could have been better. They should have focused on what people were saying. I guess they just didn't give a fuck. And yeah, I think the Pussycat Dolls were really big at the time still too.
Mm-hmm.
So that also was probably why they chose the narrative that they chose, because that was very Pussycat Doll style. But Pussycat Dolls do cabaret. They don't do burlesque. They don't do burlesque at all. So I agree with Cher.
But all right, thank you so much, Rosè, for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Can you please plug your show? Like, when do you have another? When are you going on next? Like, tell us the things.
I actually don't have one scheduled for the rest of the year yet. I have not decided. I usually in the wintertime I take a break. My peak season is usually between March and October. Those are usually the times that I perform the best. I don't know why, but by the time October hits, I'm tired. But you can catch me though on Instagram. I usually advertise on Instagram and Facebook when I do have another show. So Instagram, it's ROZAY_BUTAY. And on Facebook, it's ROSE with the accent, with BUTAE with the accent. On Facebook.
Message that to me and I will put that in the show notes. Also, I forgot to bring this up at the beginning of the show. You want to start a podcast. Can you tell us about that right quick?
I do. So I am going to be doing a podcast in which I want to have interesting guests that you don't normally see. I want to have burlesque entertainers. I want to have even sex workers on there. I do. And I want to, talk to them. And I also want them to help me with my segment, Let's Talk About Sex, in which people ask everyday questions that people don't think about or that they were just wondering about sex. People think that sex is such a limited category. It isn't. There's so many things that you can ask and want to know about sex. People have a lot of different fantasies, a lot of different kinks, even normal sexuality, sexual practices like missionary, people ask about. There's practices that are better for people with disabilities. There's practices that are better for people who have extra weight. There's better practices for people who are older. There's just a lot of different things that people don't think about when it comes to sex.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. So once it gets up and running, let us know. I'll listen to it.
Yeah. For sure. Be looking for it. I definitely would say around December.
Okay. Have you recorded anything yet?
No, I haven't. When I come back from Puerto Rico, I will be on it.
Did we talk about that on air?
No.
Okay.
You're going to Puerto Rico.
No, we did. Because we brought up Evie. Yeah, we did.
I thought we did that offline.
I don't know.
We did it offline. That was before.
Oh.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Yes, we have one. It's a thing. We don't use it, but once more, it is a thing. At We Used to Talk Pod. Follow me on Letterboxd at BOW1213 and Matt at Mr. King0257. Come back next week when we discuss the 1990s classic starring Harrison Ford, The Fugitive.
And like always, I don't know if this was a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.